I'm on a mission to find out what all these billionaires have in common.
So I spent the next 24 hours to find out what makes these mega rich people so successful. Somehow Khaby Lame was able to sneak himself into the same Forbes magazine featuring Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and the Zuck. But after reading his segment, I now fully understand why he deserves to be here. In less than a year, Khaby made $16.5 million without saying a single word. He now has brand deals with massive companies like Hugo Boss, Binance, and even the Middle East Bank. But it wasn't always like that. See, right now there's thousands of Khaby Lames out there, but I promise you that none of them will be able to recreate even 1% of his success. Everyone remembers the name of the first person to step foot on the moon, but barely anyone remembers the second. And in a field this competitive where all you need is just a phone and an internet connection, being second is not an option. But being first also comes with its challenges because you're walking an uncharted path. Even Khaby said it himself. When I started making videos, people told me to get a proper job. But I continued to make videos because that's what I like doing, even though no one was watching them. Khaby posted 117 videos before blowing up on TikTok. That means that he failed 117 times before he reached his first success. Now imagine if he stopped at video number 116. If you ever felt like you're in a bad position in life and everything is just going downhill, then Marc Lasry is your guy. He's a Moroccan immigrant who went from being a UPS truck driver to a billionaire by quite literally finding success in failure. Let me explain, because this man was able to make his investors billions by going against the grain. Back when the economy was tanking and everybody else was panicking, he would bail out companies that he believed in by buying their debt and securing a solid position in the company. By doing what no one else was willing to do, he successfully made up to 240% return on his investments. And when we're talking about hundreds of millions invested, that's a shit ton of money. Look, he even says it here. If you stay calm and buy when everybody else is panicking, over time you'll end up doing well. But for Lasry, his investments don't even stop on Wall Street. This guy had the balls to buy the Milwaukee Bucks back in 2014 when they were dead last in the Eastern Conference. They only had 15 wins in 82 games and their star player was Jabari Parker. Bro, who the fuck is Jabari Parker? Anyways, Marc Lasry sold his 25% stake of the Milwaukee Bucks at a valuation of $3.5 million, so he basically 6x'd his money in a matter of 9 seasons. But this was all made possible because he was disciplined enough to stay calm during hard times and trusted the numbers. Today, he's focusing on headshots instead of body shots. Pause, bro, what the hell? Everybody knows Mark Zuckerberg, and if you don't, there's this really amazing movie. It's called The Social Network. I really think you should check it out. On to the next. If there's one thing that billionaires hate more than their lack of privacy, it's taxes. According to Forbes, boomers control 2/3 of America's household wealth, and it's no surprise that once they're gone, they don't want all their money to disappear. That's why the richest 1% make sure that their money goes to charity and children, not to Uncle Sam. One thing I realized about all billionaires is that they surround themselves with financial advisors to make sure that they only have to get rich once. This means that once you reach the top of the mountain, the new goal is not to jump from one mountain to another. Rather, it's just to stay at the top. In this article with the founder of Nike, Phil Knight says that he talks to his financial advisor all the time and that taxes is one of the subjects they talk about endlessly. This couldn't be any more different from the average person. I know people who don't even open their bank account because they don't want to check their balance. I know they sometimes say that ignorance is bliss, but in this situation, ignorance is just holding you back from $1 billion. But if there's one thing that really separates the self-made billionaires from the rest of the population, it's this right here. See, we're programmed to be efficient for only 40 hours during the week. All throughout our lives, bells and alarms control exactly when we have to start work and when we get to relax. And it shouldn't be a surprise that with the same input, you get the same exact output. And that's a concept that all self-made billionaires fully understand. But don't take it from me. Take it from Vivek Ramaswamy, the second-generation Indian immigrant who's now running to be the president of the United States. Well, before his political campaign, Vivek founded the pharmaceutical company Roivant and became a billionaire. But he didn't do it by working 40 hours a week and sleeping in during the weekends. It says right here, he also outworked just about everyone. The dude put in 100 hours a week for a decade to build Roivant, and that's not normal. And even when he wasn't technically working, he was still focused on the greater goal and found a way to stay productive. He had dinner after work almost every evening with a CEO or someone important. And that's exactly when the revelation struck. See, the secret behind all these billionaires' success isn't being innovative like Khaby Lame, financially smart like Phil Knight, relentless like Vivek, or even disciplined like Marc Lasry. It's something more fundamental. They all placed their biggest bets on themselves.